What's up, Minimal fam? March has come and gone, which means we are a quarter of the way into 2025. So I thought I'd check in with you all about my no-buy year. Some of you may have seen my video I put out on January 1st talking about my ultra minimalist intentions for the year. There are quite a few things on that list, but one of them was to have this be a no-buy year, meaning buying no new items. I did set a caveat to that if certain life circumstances showed up that it was really imperative that I get something new, that I would allow myself to do that. But essentially not buying anything new that at all, or anything that just didn't need to be purchased for survival. And as I update you today, I will say that I have purchased some things, so I'll let you decide if I have failed on my no-buy year or not. And I think this speaks to a sort of bigger issue that I want to touch on at the end of the video, but I know you're dying to see what I've purchased, so I will show you. And spoiler alert, it is not a very long list of things. It's only 3 things. So this shouldn't be too long of a video, although famous last words of Explorivore, I've said that many times, and then all of a sudden 25-30 minutes later, I'm still rambling to you all. So let's see how concise I can make that today. But I have purchased 3 items, and I will sort of go over why I purchased them for you and how this, even though I've bought 3 items, it still sort of fits into the rubric of my no-buy year. So let's get to it. First thing I purchased, by the way, I don't have dates for these because, like, who cares? I don't know. It was sometime between January 1st and now, whenever you're watching this, doesn't matter. Anyway, first item, I do have them in chronological order though, for fun. So first item I purchased is the glass bowl. Some of you saw this. I had it in, I don't know, maybe a what I eat video, something like that. This I did get at a secondhand shop because my wooden bowl, I have eaten out of just that bowl. I have shared, I don't have regular dishes. I eat out of just one, my little trough, my cat dish. I eat out of one dish, and it was a wooden bowl forever, and the bowl cracked and split, and my oat milk went all over the counter one day. So RIP to that wooden bowl. So I did have to replace this, but I did, as I shared before, decide to thrift a bowl instead of go buy a brand new one. I initially had wanted the exact same one, but A, I wanted to stick in as in alignment as I could with my no-buy year. And then B, that just, you know, thinking logically, like, well, if that wooden bowl split and broke, what's to say that this new wooden bowl won't also split and break, creating new waste? So I did decide to go to a thrift store. This is sort of a vintagey, someone said it was vintage uranium glass. I don't know if that's right, but it has a greenish hue to it. It's beautiful. It was $7 and it's very durable. You can put it in the microwave, although I don't really microwave stuff. But this is now my one dish that I eat out of. And why did I go out and buy this? Well, I'm not gonna eat straight out of the pot. Like, I need one dish to eat out of. So this was an essential item to replace. It is something I eat all of my meals out of every single day. So I don't feel guilt for buying this new thing. And I especially feel better about it because I did get it at the Goodwill. So this was secondhand, pre-loved. I'm not adding new waste to the environment. I'm getting something that was already in circulation. So by my definition, even though I exchanged some currency to bring this essential item into my home, it wasn't buying something new because this already existed. So by default, you could actually say this doesn't even count on the list, but because it's something I purchased that was outside of the realm of food, gas, bills, life stuff, I thought I would include on the list. So glass bowl, thrifted for the win, number 1. Number 2, I also mentioned this previously in a video about how I'm updating my wardrobe for Canada with just this one item. I'll put it on for you. She's beautiful. I'm not going to go too much into the specs of this because I talked about it in my other video, but it is from Fjallraven, which is a good ethical company that has sustainable practices. This one is, am I all staticky now? Yeah, a little bit. This one is brand new, and I did look at the thrift store, a couple thrift stores, for some good winter coat options, but the reason I decided to go brand new on this one is because living in Canada, which I'm about to do, having a quality winter coat is not just cute, not just aesthetic, it is survival. Especially someone like me who tends to run colder, and I just have spent the bulk of many years now living in either Las Vegas or Southern California, where it does not get cold. I mean, some chilly days, but certainly not as cold as Canada. Having a quality winter coat is essential. And when I was looking at the thrift stores, things I were finding were either beat up or not the specs of what I need. I need it to be longer, sort of like parka length, to where it keeps me warm enough. This hits at my mid-thigh. Keeps me warm enough, but is still not too long to where I can hike in it or do functional things in it. I'm going to study forestry, if anyone doesn't know. So I need to be able to move around in it. But the biggest thing is I need it to not only be cold proof, but also 100% waterproof. And that's not always the easiest thing to find. Like the jacket I do have that I've been using, one, it's not warm enough, but two, it's a fake fur. So where I'm moving, it rains pretty much as soon as it gets cold. It starts raining every day. There will be some snow as well, but mostly rain. And so that furry jacket would render me a giant wet rat. It would not work. So I needed something, but then also a lot of raincoats that I was finding, yeah, they're waterproof, but they're absolutely not warm enough. This one is designed for sub-zero temperatures, Fjällräven, amazing Swedish company. So designed for sub-zero, very cold temperatures, but also 100% cold proof. So when it is raining or snowing or whatever type of weather, I'm going to be good to go with just this one jacket, and that's important to me. And also, while I am an advocate of thrifting, I'm also not, I've talked about this before, I'm not just a frugalist, I'm more of a minimalist essentialist. I wouldn't qualify myself as a frugalist. So while thrifting is better for the environment, for certain pieces in your life, I do think it's okay and necessary and a smart decision to invest in something that's of high quality, because this is a for lifer piece. Not only is it made well to where it's going to last me, there's no reason it shouldn't last me the rest of my life, but Fjällräven even has a lifetime free repair policy. So if 20 years the zipper breaks, I can take it in and they'll fix it. Like, how cool is that? But it has all the specs I need to survive. It has a hood lined with fake, yes, this is fake fur. No, we don't wear real fur. This faux fur hood is fleece lined and has the faux fur around my face to keep out the wind and keep the heat in my body. It's got a high neck. It's got buttons that cover the zipper to keep out draft when it gets windy. It's got loads of pockets, so I don't ever have to carry a purse. It is very well insulated to where I can be warm in -30 Celsius. I can be completely waterproof in the rain or the snow or the sleet. And it's just an all-around intelligently designed piece that makes sense for where my life is going. So it was an investment piece, and yes, it's bringing something new into the world, but this is something of high quality that I'm going to hang on to for the rest of my life. So that's sort of the justification and line of thinking there. I didn't want to just buy something cheap on the fly from a thrift store that either isn't warm enough or isn't waterproof enough or doesn't have a hood or doesn't cover my body in the right way or doesn't fit me the right way or is just older and going to fall apart. And then I would eventually have to replace it again. I wanted to just invest once and then be set, essentially. So when you are going purchases for yourself, going over purchases, yes, thrifting is great sometimes, but it is okay to get something new with the intention of it's like a pet or a person in your life. You're investing in something of quality you're going to carry with you forever, and you're going to be used and loved and functional forever. So that was the line of thinking on this one. And it is such a great multifunctional thing too, because even though it is designed for up to -30 and a snowstorm, today in San Diego, it is not that. But the magic of the layering effect, if you're wearing a long sleeve base layer and then a mid layer and then this, good to go for -30. But today it was about like 59, 60 degrees in San Diego. And so I just had this tank top on and then had it unzipped when I went to go grocery shopping. And then that was the perfect temperature for that. So depending on how you layer it, it's a really versatile piece as well. It's not something I can only wear in the snow. It's depending on how, again, you layer it or dress it up or down. It can be worn in many, many temperatures except like 80, 90 degrees, obviously, but then you don't need a coat. So it was just a very all-around smart purchase for me, and that's why I decided to do it. So moving on, we'll take this off for the rest of it. Purchase number 3. I had mentioned that I was going to do this, and it's been done, and it actually just happened yesterday. Dun-dun-dun. Oh. We got a laptop. Yes, I have been happily laptop free for 4 years now, 5 years now. I think, when did I get rid of my laptop? 4 or 5 years, something like that. It just absolutely was not necessary in my life, and it was something that just sort of like sat around and was kind of a pain. And I really did enjoy the freedom of just having everything on my iPhone, and I still advocate that lifestyle if it makes sense for you. However, now that I'm going to graduate school, there is no way that I'm going to get through graduate school on my iPhone. Just not going to happen. And so I purchased this not with remorse, not by dragging my feet. I was happy to purchase this because, again, as I said in that video talking about my minimalist intentions, sometimes big giant life shifts happen and you do need to purchase things to support those shifts. And leaving the country and starting graduate school and going into a career in responsible resource management, forest conservation, and restoration, a laptop is a vital tool to be able to have this new experience in life and get through schooling and then go into my new career successfully. So yes, it's something brand new. Yes, it's technology. Yes, it's another thing. But it's an absolutely necessary tool that's going to let me live the life that I want to live. So I don't have any sort of animosity or drudgery around it, if that makes sense. Those aren't useful, helpful Those aren't useful or helpful emotions to have when making a purchase. A laptop's not a toy, and I'm not going to be buying the new and greatest, latest, whatever, as soon as the next thing comes out. I did opt to buy the brand new one because it worked out timing wise. I have a buddy that works at the Mac store and he said, hey, the new M4 laptop is going out. What does an M4 mean? Faster processor, I think. I'm not good with tech. But he said it was worth it because essentially why I opted to buy a brand new laptop versus buying a refurbished one. What I do know from the tech land is with the way technology it advances, especially, and there's always new software coming out or updates and whatever. If you have an outdated laptop, which I did for many years before I got rid of that other one from years ago, it is a pain in the ass, and all of a sudden things run slower, or you get the new software update, but then if you don't do it, then certain other programs like Adobe won't run, and like, even just when I was doing my immigration papers a couple weeks ago on my friend's computer, that's not even that old. It's like a 2020, like that's not that long ago, but there was a certain application or a certain download that I had to do of this fill out thing for the IRCC, Canadian Immigration, and it wouldn't run on that computer, even though it's only 5 years old. Like that's crazy. So I didn't want to run into those types of headaches. Unfortunately, the tech industry is what it is. And if I'm going to be spending money on something, I want it to be something that's going to get me through school with as fluidly as possible, because I'm not savvy with tech. If there is a problem, I get very frustrated, and I just want to be able to focus on my studies and being able to do everything that I need it to do. That being said, there's this whole like AI feature factored into it, like AI assist on everything. And that was the only question I did ask the Mac guy is, how do I turn that off? Because I will not be using that. I am, without getting too political, like whatever, just if you're into AI, cool. I'm not. I'm a little bit more prone to think along the lines of Frank Herbert and the Butlerian Jihad. If you know, you know. Don't need AI assist on my computer. I am old school. I will think for myself. Thank you very much. But anyway, the brand new laptop, I am happy to have it for this new adventure in my life because it is a vital and essential tool. So that is it, just 3 things. 3 months in, 3 things purchased. One of them was from the Goodwill, so it's not even new. So if we're talking brand new items, a winter coat to survive Canada and a laptop to survive grad school, 2 essential non-negotiable. So have I purchased things in my no-buy year? Yes, but were they absolutely essential for the life that I'm stepping into? Yes. So do I feel bad about it? No. Do I think I'm failing at my no-buy year? No, absolutely not. No-buy can mean many things to many people, and maybe you are watching and say, well, you could have bought a refurbished laptop, or you could have bought a thrifted coat, and maybe, but again, as I said, I am curating, making investment in things that will last me and serve their highest purpose of function for what I need them. And they're essential items I'd need, not extraneous sort of BS nonsense of, ooh, that's cute, I'll buy another one. I bought one winter coat, not 5 winter coats for style. I bought one laptop, not a laptop and an Apple Watch and an iPad, because I just want one thing to do the thing that I need it to. So hopefully this has maybe given you some inspiration if you are newer to minimalism and sort of caught in the consumer trap. Maybe you can do an exercise, write down, really track, because I think a lot of people don't. Some people do, but you can go back. A good thing to do is, I never pay cash. I pay on my debit card for everything. So I can see a list of every single purchase I made throughout the month. Good exercise to do. Or if you are a cash person or you're a receipt saver person, I hate receipts. I hate paper trails. I don't save them. But however you want to track it, write down everything you're buying that's non-essential in your day-to-day life. What are essentials? We all got to buy food, toilet paper, gas, pay the bills, whatever, like diapers if you have kids. Those are all essentials. Don't really need to track or budget those because you have to buy them regardless, but I'm talking things that are not essential to your survival, things that are not essential to your job or where you're living in the world. And you would be surprised how much those things add up. Before I was a minimalist, it could be 100 things in just 1 month. And over the course of 3 months, definitely at least maybe 100 things. This goes from gadgets to clothes to accessories to decor around your home to just stuff that doesn't even really do anything, souvenirs. It can add up all over the place. So having a know by year is a really great exercise. And even if some things show up that maybe are new and are not life or death, but pretty essential to what you need to be doing in life, that's okay. That doesn't mean you fail on the know by year. But the no buy for me is more like not taking in anything that you don't need and holding yourself to the highest standard that you can, with seeing where you can avoid those purchases for the sake of not just your wallet, but the bigger picture, for the sake of the environment. I didn't choose to thrift a winter coat, but the glass bowl is much less of a survivalist thing, or it's not a very what's the word I'm looking for here? Doesn't matter what the hell you eat off of. Like a tattered coat in 30 degrees blizzard, that will kill you. A glass bowl versus a wooden bowl, like that's purely aesthetic, so it doesn't matter as much. So those are the points you can jump in and see where you could thrift something more. Okay, that's the video for today. Let me know if you're trying a know by year and how it's going, or if you want to start your know by years. Yeah, we're into April now, but who cares? Start your know by year now, or your essentials tier, or whatever you want to call it. And let me know if you've tracked your purchases and are totally horrified by the things you've been spending on that you don't need to, and you want to start making a shift. I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, thanks for watching, my friends. See you in the next one.